but it's time to sell your least favorite son. Trade him in for 5 goats and 3 bushels of wheat. It's another episode of the Cowboy Rowdy Podcast.
Wait, Governor.
Know that I'm coming correct.
Let me talk to you guys about something that you can do both drunk and high that is extremely pleasant.
I think our podcast needs a budget for guns.
Cowboy Rowdy. Well, shoot, dang. Crack a cold one, baby. What is it with this fucking podcast?
Hey, it's your host, Cam Beasy Berry. Joining us as always, resident comedian and filmmaker, Anthony Barrera.
What's up? What's up? It's your boy Anthony. We're out here with the palm trees, you know.
Salinas' #1 hipster metro. Also joining
wow.
us, Monterey comic and show producer, Michael Booth.
What's up? Oh, that was funny.
Yeah, and I was trying to think of a proper term for Sebastian for this week, but I don't know the actual proper term, so I'm gonna have to do what is like a cheap hyphenated version of what I view Sebastian as. But Sebastian McCabe, studio engineer and sommelier of keyboards.
Yeah, that's about it. I've got 2 in front of me right now, so that's how my life. Yeah, I just sample them. You know, I don't buy them. I just go to the Best Buy and I just slap my fingers all over all of them, which they really don't want you to do these days.
I've seen him shake a box, and I was like, "What are you doing?" And he was like, "I'm just trying to find home row." And I was like, "What?" And then he puts his hands over it, and he's like the keyboard whisperer. He's like doing horse whisper tricks over the box.
Dude,
and I was like, "What?
He
What are you
starts
doing?"
clicking
He's like,
inside the box. You're like, what is happening?
I don't even type home row, dude. I learned to play Counter-Strike before I learned how to type. So my left finger is just always, WASD every time.
There is no home row. There is only how to get out of the maze.
Yeah.
That is atrocious. See, I'm old school enough that like the only game that came out when they taught me typing was the game where you have a gorilla and you throw a banana at the other gorilla. And so there wasn't a ton. Oh, Jesus Christ. Are you kidding me?
Oh, wow.
Wow.
The one time I don't mute a phone! Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay,
geez.
Go ahead and do this really quick. While we get this episode back off the ground, can we go ahead and just hate me for the rest of my life, please? No.
Oh, no, it happens, man. Whoever it is, I'm sure it's very important.
You sons of bitches. If that was something serious and we find out later, I'm going to feel like such a horse's ass for this. But whoever it was can go F them.
Soiled it.
Hey, it's been an hour.
Soiled it.
If I'm in prison in an hour and that was my lawyer, God dang it. Jesus Christ.
Who would have thought the funniest thing in this episode was Cameron's phone going off?
Anybody who's seen an episode. All right.
So I have, so speaking of, well, not really speaking of keyboards, how's everybody doing? It's been,
Did you change your keyboard, by the way? You were speaking about it.
Yes, I did.
Okay.
I swapped in my quiet one. My nighttime
Nice.
keyboard.
Give me a little something. Give me a little razzle dazzle for the listeners, because you know some people are gonna be upset that we.
Ooh,
I actually like
nice.
that. That's like
quiet
switching. One. That's like switching from an IKEA desk to like a nice mahogany desk with like that rich earth tone to it when you drum on it. I like that.
Mahogany.
The
But that's
quiet
by-
one is just regular. The loud one, familiar to some listeners, perhaps.
I'm gonna ask my Echo to play Sebastian Key Clicks when I go to bed.
Yeah.
Play relaxing key clicks by Sebastian.
Can I get the Sebastian series soft tones track 2? Thanks.
Can I get Sebastian types an essay?
He's like the Kenny G of keyboards.
That's what they call me. It's all jazz all the time.
I've never seen somebody change so many keystrokes so fast.
Just playing Careless Whisper on his keyboard.
He's just feeling
my
the
gosh.
jazz. It's crazy.
We got to get a keyboard that's specifically designed to your hand and dimensions, and make it like the Sebastian Series 1, and just get like the ultimate keyboard design.
Dude, we'll sell it online, dude.
We'll sell so much more of that than any other Cowboy Rowdy merch that we'll ever make. It would be amazing. And so we got to jump on that.
The enter key just says, know what I'm saying, know what I'm saying, know what I'm saying.
Holding down shift makes all the F keys racial slurs.
Yeah.
It's like, whoa.
Cameron's laugh is just on the escape key. You're like,
This keyboard is NSFW. Also, the delete key has been replaced with NSFW.
Just
Oh my gosh. Yeah,
man.
just for disclaimer reasons, it's on a key.
I'd like to.
you have to push it twice to confirm.
Spacebar spoiler alert.
I'd like to mention something that I saw the other day. I felt really bad for this gentleman for a few seconds.
Ooh, that's long for you.
It looked like he ran out of coins at the wash your own car wash thing.
Oh no.
And didn't quite get the rinse cycle.
Oh
So
no!
I just saw
wash away
this
with soap.
super sudsed up fucking, I don't even know, bubbled up car just on the turn lane. I look over, I'm like, oh, that sucks.
If
I
it
felt so
drives
bad.
like that too,
That's
you
what I'm
gotta wash
saying.
it all over
Like, you
again.
gotta, yeah, hopefully he was close and he had a, like, if you live in an apartment and you don't got a hose or nothing at your place, you're
Oh.
fucked.
You're
Like, you're just going
fucked, yeah.
outside with buckets of water.
Did you do the friendly thing? Did you turn your windshield wipers on? Try and give him some over.
Oh, try to give him a little spray off?
Yeah. Like, I got you, bud.
Dude, in
Hit
high
you from
school,
both sides.
High school, my
Just like,
friends
hey, man,
disconnected
get really
those.
close in behind me.
Yeah,
I'll
Put
blast
your
it.
hands out. Roll your windows down. We'll get this.
In high school, my friend
Throw a water
disconnected
bottle
those
at
from the little things in your hood of your car that spray it at your windshield.
Yeah.
Disconnected
Yeah.
the hose and then stuck it in his grill. So when you walked by his car in the morning,
He
going to
sprayed
class,
you?
just spray you with the fucking. I hated it.
Redneck friends are the best. Like, they know how to figure out and take apart things. Like, hey, did you know you can fit a horse in a Honda? It's like, what? No.
And you
Yeah, I don't
even
need no
have
trailer, man. I
gloves
just got a
on.
hatchback. You know what I'm saying?
My grandpa needed a pacemaker. We went to Walmart. I love people like that, dude. I have so many friends like that. They're the best.
I saw somebody rig online. Somebody rigged an Echo to like that fish that talks. Remember the old fish?
Oh
that used
yeah,
to
Billy the
sing?
Bass.
So now like Alexa says like turns on and like talks to you through the fish. It
Oh,
looks pretty
that's
dope.
fucking lit.
Oh,
Yeah.
man. That's kind of cool until like the 10th time it does it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not
Oh,
funny
this-
anymore.
This joke was not planned out very well. Dude, April put one of those fart noise toilet paper rolls in our bathroom, and it's her favorite joke on the planet. Like,
Are
there's
you
no
married
joke she loves
to
more than
a
that joke.
middle-aged white uncle?
She's got the finances of one. Heyo. But she she's got, she loves this thing.
You're very funny.
She loves this thing, and like when she first did it, I could tell it was in there because she was so
Holy crap.
excited to get me to go to the bathroom. She's like, "Why don't you go to the bathroom?" And then she was like, "Why don't you grab some toilet paper?" And it's like, I wonder if there's something on the toilet paper
She
roll.
just keeps asking you to take a
I wonder what's gonna happen.
She'd ask me to take a shit, but she's trying to get me in there and investigate, and I will never notice anything. So I'm just like, bathroom. Someone hasn't farted recently. Like, what? She's like
She
trying
had
to
to
get me
like
to look at the roll.
guide you to it. Like,
She totally goads me into it. Totally goads me into it. And then I finally do it, and it makes a fart noise. I'm like, that's funny. And then she kept it on, and every once in a while she'll sneak it on. I'm like, okay, go on. But when
Nice.
someone new rolls into town, when someone new comes
oh,
over,
yeah,
dude, she starts
100%.
just giving them coffee. She'll start just giving them whatever. She's like, you want some Pepto-Bismol? Like, whatever she can do. to get 'em in the bathroom. She can't get them in there quick enough, and she's like waiting by the door, and then and she's like, the first time
She
with
just has a
everybody is
venti
great.
cold brew and Taco Bell for me when I go to your apartment.
If you've been suspicious, now you know why. She wasn't used to seeing somebody with the
Why
stomach
is
of
there
a
a
billy
crunch
goat.
wrap in coffee every time I show up?
So yeah, it's super funny, but that's one of those jokes, man. It's just I
Oh,
couldn't get it
I
out.
should say this. Your boys
Say so.
escaped death. I'm tested negative for COVID.
Nice.
Um,
Congratulations.
You know what I'm saying?
Just what you needed more of in your life, negativity.
I've actually
No Rona for
actually
you,
had a
son.
Test scheduled for later, a little later this afternoon. So
Nice.
hopefully I'll be joining you in the club.
What kind of test did they do on you? Was it one of the nose, the throat, the blood? Like,
No,
what
they
did
asked
do?
me how many White Claws I had over the
Oh, you're
course of the
good.
last 3
Over
months.
10. All right, you're cool, bud. You're clear.
They were like,
Get out of here.
COVID could not possibly survive in your system. More
That's
importantly-
exactly what they said to me. They said
More
that
importantly,
literally
how are
COVID
you
does not-
alive? Like, humans can't survive in that much White Claw.
Listen,
How
I
are
left
you
before
alive?
they started asking too many questions. Let's just say, I
They
don't
didn't
have.
like me driving. Let's just say they didn't like me driving.
Sir, you know how you're supposed to have like helpful bacteria in your gut to help you digest? You haven't absorbed any nutrients from food in 6 months.
Have you been wondering why you've been pooping White Claw every day?
Your body,
all day?
your body's inner
Just
environment
shitting out
is like
pure,
the
like whole
surface of the
cans of it.
sun.
Yeah. We can see your White Claw diaper.
Oh no diapers.
Jeez.
Well, that's good, man. I'm happy. So, when are they sending you right back to work now, or do you gotta wait till everybody else checks out so you can go back, or how do they? Woo?
I should be able to go back soon.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's always the weird part. Is like when they tell you can't go back to work. It's like, oh, okay, well, I will someday, right? Like when? So when you get the test back negative, it's instantly you're like, all right, get off me, bitches! Can't touch me, home, safe.
Yeah.
Just
that's,
tape your
that's how I
results to
feel
your
right now.
chest.
Like nothing can touch me. I'm gonna go
Yeah,
catch
dude.
it right now.
Dude, go get it. Now you feel
Just to
scared,
prove-
like FOMO. That FOMO sets in big time. When you get that negative though, that FOMO was like a bitch.
Yeah.
I just don't want to die with like a shitload of other people, you know.
All right. Oh, I get you. Yeah,
Like
you
when I
walked away
die,
with
I
the
want
tide.
it to be like my own. Like
Your own decision that leads you,
You want
there.
you want like a freeway.
I want it
name
to be
after you.
because of depression, a lack of people close to me, isolation, and ultimately, you know that kind of route.
like a Steve Irwin.
Yeah, there you go. Die doing what you
Yeah.
love. Speaking of dying. Yeah. Okay, we'll let that one sit for a second.
Oh my god.
You proud of that one, Cameron? You
I
proud
was
of
gonna
yourself?
say Anthony Bourdain.
Dude,
It was the sad one or the funny one. I went the
We
funny
should,
one. It was not funnier than it was sad, and
we
I
should get
doubled
it-
down and I poop face. I'm like,
we should get into the episode here.
Well, speaking of dying, we've got to catch the zeitgeist. We've got to really capture the moment, and that's
Mhm.
why today we have a segment. Which Game of Thrones character are you? Game of
There's a
Thrones
reason for
has,
this.
has been off the air for some amount of time, but maybe you've seen like the ads for like their phone game and shit nowadays. Like they're still pushing it. They're still trying to milk it for fucking everything it's worth.
And Benioff and Wise have a new series that they're working on now. An even
Game of
bigger
Thrones
project.
2.
Nice.
No, it's not Game of
Listen.
Thrones. They have a new spin-off project, completely different project. I mean, completely unassociated. So they're going to be looking for some cast, and if they're
I think they're
looking
doing
for
a
some people
prequel
to
kind of
replace,
situation.
they had a couple different things they're doing, but one was completely
nice.
unrelated to Game of Thrones.
I've never seen a fucking episode of this stuff. I've
Perfect,
seen
we'll
everyone
cast you.
talk about it. I see people talking about how they don't know how people haven't seen this. It's a fucking show, whatever. I'm looking through some of these pictures of the characters here. Let me tell you, this
Oh, you're going 100%
Joffrey
aesthetic.
Baratheon, this guy, he's
Yep.
got a crown on his head. I feel just like naturally that's my position.
Oh,
you know.
100% you're Joffrey. Yes,
100%.
1,000%.
You called that.
Oh no, fuck that! No, I don't like that you guys are agreeing.
I can't believe how
No,
quickly you
taking it
nailed
back.
that.
Pick
Fuck
the
that.
character I was going to
This-
say
the
that you
very
are.
Nah,
That's amazing.
Anthony,
The very-
you don't even know
Oh
what a
my God.
perfect pick that is.
I can't wait.
Anthony's
I
Joffrey
can't wait for you to
a
watch
T,
this
dude.
series. This is how people do it with Game of Thrones. I understand now. It's
This
exactly
is
the scenario.
amazing.
This is my first time witnessing it.
I don't know what the fuck you
Holy
guys
shit.
are talking about.
Oh, man.
When you
Anthony,
watch Game of Thrones, that reference will blow your mind now.
Yeah,
but
you're,
really
you're
I'll just
Joffrey
say
to a
You
T, my
really
guy.
nailed it.
I'm taking
Nailed
it back.
Should
This
we-
That's
should we-
to a
should
T.
we- Should we tell him what happens? To
No,
that?
no.
no, we should
That's
offer
for
the
us.
spoilers.
No, that's for
I'm
us.
re-
the
I'm
listeners
rescinding it.
And everybody who's sane. He gets to
I'm-
sit in that for a decade or more, and I love it. And I love it.
This Khal Drogo guy, he looks pretty
Don't
cool.
even back up. Don't even backpedal.
I mean, I'm
Yeah,
gonna go-
sorry, bro. You're
Backpedal.
Joffrey. That's it.
You're Joffrey till the day you die.
Yeah.
Fuck you
100%.
guys. Hey, is Joffrey a beast? Is he a beast? You know.
Here's what you get. Here's what I'll give you. I'll give you Joffrey, or you get to be Varys' ball sacks.
Trying to see who that
You
character
should
is.
pick the ball sack, bro. You really should.
Take the
I'm
ball
telling
sack.
you,
Okay, that was a
take the
mercy
ball
plea.
sack. Take the
That was
ball
a mercy
trust me.
plea.
That's way better.
I'm like scrolling down. I can't find it.
Of all the characters to choose in Game of Thrones to be
What's the name again? Vera.
pick the fucking.
I don't see any
This is the
Veras.
best part.
This could not have started off better.
Oh wait, no,
my
Lord Varys.
Bro, you're Joffrey, bro. Let's move on. I would
You
like
are
to go
so
next.
set. You've
Yeah,
got the
it's
casting
been
details. They got your information. They will be in touch.
Yeah.
I'd like to go next.
If
I
they're
would
looking-
like.
If they're looking for a Joffrey, if they're looking for someone to sit in a sack, that's the guy right there.
Anthony's phone is gonna ring next.
What would you say, Michael? What are your thoughts if you had?
So in my heart, I like to think that I'm Jon Snow, but
Everybody
in
wants to be,
reality,
right?
I think
You are
that
not
I'm
no
Sam.
Jon Snow.
He's like the closest
You,
thing.
wait,
that
which one? Wait, I
Sam,
didn't hear that, sorry.
Sam the Slayer. I think,
Samuel Tarly.
yeah,
Sam Tarly.
in
Yeah.
reality, I'm Sam, but I like to think that I'm Jon Snow.
I
Everybody
would
thinks
put you.
that they're Jon Snow because it's like the closest thing that show has to like a character who like isn't really
He's
big of
Aragorn.
an asshole. Like he's just kind
Yeah.
of like a nice dude who's been through some shit who like kind of just wants to make it.
He's
But-
like Aragorn in Lord of the Rings. Like he's the hero. If there's
Yeah,
one
he's
person
like
who has to be
the-
hero,
the-
he's the guy.
Yeah, he's the everyman if there is one on that show.
I'll say this: everybody sees a little bit of themselves in Jon Snow. Probably everybody wants to be. I peg you though as one of the Night's Watch. His friend with the short curly hair and the beard. I peg that 100%. The one that goes past the wall with them and runs from
Oh,
the.
okay.
So
I was
do
gonna
actually have
say
you in the Night's Watch.
Sebastian looks like a Bran Stark kind of a guy.
He
Hey.
super does.
He
Oh,
yeah.
actually, the other Green
I was
Ward
gonna
too.
say
You look like
Ori's
both them guys.
Littlefinger.
You
Sebastian
could
has
be-
Littlefinger
Yeah.
vibes for
he's
sure.
the fool that got pushed out of a window for spying on
Yeah, Cameron looks like a Peter Baelish.
Oh, I gets down with the little finger. Woo,
If
woo,
you-
woo,
if
woo,
you get
woo.
the-
People always say I got Trump hands. Coming to get ya,
hands are
little bird. Little bird. Want to ride on my boat, little bird?
Oh, don't do that, Cameron. That's really unnerving.
Here's what I would say. If I had to be honest with myself, I think I am one. I have like 3 different characters that each have a segment of my personality type. I think because I fast talk, I like to get out of scenarios. I think Tyrion. Also, I'm short, kind of plays there. But he's so much more important than me. I don't get that myself in that. Another person, I do see a little bit of Jon Snow, just because like, I've been like ostracized and like outcast at times in my life, and like pushed out to the edges of the world and having like rebuild from scratch. And it's like I kind of identify with that. Also, like ex-girlfriends just come and go, getting shot to death and stuff. So I'm like used to this kind of thing. So I identify with that a little bit. And the one thing though that I think sadly is like the biggest amalgamation of my personality is like Arya Stark.
Oh yeah,
Okay,
she
I see it.
kinda, she like.
And the more you think
she
about it,
plays-
the more
she
it makes
plays the
sense.
Long game.
Do you have a list of names?
I got so many names, dog, and phone numbers. It's bad.
He's just-
And every night I'm just like 831-268-8825.
He's dropping
Call this house one more time. And like so it's bad. I'm small. I have like weapons training. I could dance like a motherfucker. Like I can blend in with people. I can change my personality, my identity, like Jack Black eyebrows and shit. Like I'm basically Arya Stark. It's really
Okay.
not what I wanted to be.
Oh. Hey man, she comes out okay in the end.
I'm not
Hey,
gonna
how
spoil
bad?
anything.
How
not
bad
gonna
can
spoil anything
Joffrey
for
be?
Anthony.
He's got a fucking.
Bro,
crown,
Anthony's still hung
you
up
know,
on
like-
being Joffrey.
Like, I'm just.
Oh.
I don't want to spoil anything for Anthony, so I'll just say Arya Stark's cool, but she's no Joffrey Baratheon. Okay. And-
Anthony, I can't believe.
Oh, I'm reading the description.
No, don't spoil it. Just
No,
watch the
you
show.
No,
can't.
I've read the.
show.
Shit.
No,
What?
no, no, no,
Sebastian's
no,
What?
no, 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 no,
It's
no.
Sebastian's turn. You had your chance.
Oh,
You're out. You're done. That's a wrap.
fuck.
That's a wrap.
All right, don't say no more. The segment is over.
Oh, that's super not
Hey,
cool.
it could have been worse. It could have been worse. I'll be honest. There's like
Damn it,
maybe
Joffrey!
one or-
Yeah, we could have gotten you the guy that like
He
gets
hasn't even-
molten gold poured over his head or something. It could have been worse.
He hasn't even seen the show. He already hates Joffrey. I love it.
Yeah.
I love
yeah.
it. Oh, that was such
All
a
right,
perfect
that's
casting.
it.
Beautiful.
Going from a kind of TV is basically like cinema. Y'all know those Lifetime original movies?
Everyone does.
We could make one. We could all make one of those, right? So
Let me
is
get
our-
this straight. You want me to make a movie like about romance after learning about Joffrey?
Yeah. This is a chance to redeem yourself, dude.
This is how you show your range, bro.
You got to be able to change gears, man. In this
Hey,
business.
hey.
Trying to get typecast, Mosaka? You called yourself Joffrey. We're trying to dig you a way out. Jesus Christ, take the lifeline. Jesus Christ.
Well, you know what this is. You know what this is. This is the 30-second pitch.
Damn
Say it one
straight.
time. Yes.
This one we're going with Lifetime movie trailer.
Who better to make
Cameron?
Lifetime movies than 4 guys? Yes. We did it. Crack the code. We
All right,
broke the
Cameron,
formula.
you're up first, I
Okay.
believe, for this one. What have you got
Here's
for
the
your
thing.
Lifetime original movie?
But before we get into the pitch, I just want to set the scene for all of us a little bit so we all can come into this right. Because we're making a trailer for a movie. The movie's for Lifetime Network, and we're 4 guys. So why would they ask 4 guys to come make a Lifetime movie trailer? Because they're trying to branch out to a new market. So with that in mind, let me take you into my trailer. Scene opens. A hotel bedroom door open. Kicked, apparently. Camera slowly moves in. Eerie, daunting music in the background with occasional piano strikes and the high pitches to unsettle the audience. Ding! Camera zooms into the bedroom. It goes through the door and turns to the bed. Pan down so you can't see who's lying in it, only the corner of the sheets, and you see a pile of strewn condoms. Piano cable. And then the camera slowly pans up, and you see 12 dudes lying in a bed. None of them clothed. Duh! In the bathroom, one unpaid actress. Duh! I think it's going to appeal to the new market they're trying to look for.
The Lifetime original horror movie.
I mean, it's kind of homophobic to say that, you fucking hypocrite, but I mean, whatever you want.
Okay, see,
How's it a
Swing and a
horror?
miss.
How is it a horror? It's literally about as many people
way
as
were
you could possibly
describing
fit
it,
in a
I-
hotel
Listen,
room.
when you got to the 12 naked dudes,
Having safe consensual sex, the condoms insinuate this.
and why is the actor unpaid?
the actress.
That is the
Actor.
point of the movie. Despite all this going on, the real focus of this film is that this poor girl who was invited to this hotel room for a seemingly harmless little movie making experience instead went through what was, some are going to just call it a rough shoot, and then she didn't even get paid.
I don't know if I
Lifetime
like the implications of that.
We're trying to focus on how women have to struggle in the entertainment industry to get not even just a fair shake, but sometimes paid at all, even when jerking off 12 guys at once.
It
And
sounds like a 60
no
I feel
one's
like
talking
this
about it.
movie's already been made, and it's called Lovelace.
I don't think I've seen it, but I'm gonna watch
Amanda
it a couple times
Seyfried,
tonight.
about one of the most famous
I'm
porn
gonna watch it
stars
a
to ever
couple
live.
times.
Good movie, really good. However,
watch it
that
one
was
time,
horrible.
bro.
That was a horrible 30-second.
What do you
pitch.
got?
I'm
I'll
gonna tell
watch
you
it-
exactly
I'll
why
watch
you're
it-
wrong. You're
I'll
not
watch it
trying to
once or
get a new.
twice.
You're not trying to get a new demographic. You're trying to pander to the old demographic because they're the ones keeping you in business.
Then my pitch
So
is bad.
this is what you're gonna do. This is what you're gonna do. You're gonna set the scene up, right? Powerful single woman. You know, getting home from work. She's single, you know, nothing really going on. She doesn't really need a man though. Then we transition to this like kind of a drifter kind of guy, rough around the edges, heart of gold. He's got a dog with him, so that you know he cares about something. And you know he's just going around doing odd jobs. Gets hired at a bar. Business lady had a rough day at work. She needs to go get a drink. She's going out, right? She's going out with
Oh, I
her
see where
girls,
this is
though.
going.
You know what I'm saying? Where do they end up? But at the club he got work at as a bartender. Hot, steamy banter between them over the bar top, you know. Later, they fall in love. They have their whole thing, and it's a beautiful, beautiful little treat for the viewers.
And then, or is that it?
That's how
That's like
Lifetime
5
movies go.
movies.
It ends with
That's
the
like
happy,
5
happy
movies. Yeah, that's like 5 Lifetime movies worth. Okay.
Listen, I just gave you a fucking masterpiece. So this has been a masterclass in Lifetime movies.
Here's how I know you've
Welcome.
seen a lot of movies. Here's how I know you've seen a ton of Lifetime movies. You perfectly cut from they had some good banter at a bar to they fell in love, which is exactly the sequence.
Yeah,
of
that's
those
what
movies.
happens.
There's no
it's
building.
That quick. Yeah.
It's not 12 encounters.
You don't need it,
It's
dude.
not
It's
you
love at
do
first
this,
sight,
this,
you know?
that. It's
It
like
just
we had
happens.
a good night
It
at
just
a bar on
happens.
accident. I think he's the one.
They eat
That's
that shit
pretty
up,
accurate.
dude. The one. Or,
Look, if you're trying to do nothing but to change this dying network, I
dying.
agree.
You know how much money? You know how much money Lifetime movies made last year?
Anthony, they show them on TV. They don't make any money.
Yeah, TV's dying. They made probably zero.
They made a lot.
They're not
money, man.
pay-per-view.
They made a lot.
I think
How
I'll go
much
next.
Lifetime Network make? A lot. How's that song
So
go?
their earnings. They're quarterly
You're
at the
close. I
board
think I'll-
meeting,
I
just
think
like,
I'll
hey
go
boys,
next
we
here."
made a lot of money.
Yeah.
Get the
Just
fuck
two
out.
guys at a Red Lobster. We're
Yeah.
making big bucks this year.
I think I'll hit you guys with my Lifetime movie trailer.
Drop it. Drop it.
So there's like some upbeat. It could be like Sheryl Crow or some. There's just an upbeat song right in the beginning, and it just cuts to like this girl walking. It looks like she's going somewhere. She has like looking at her phone. She's wearing headphones. Like she looks like she's busy, right? And then she goes in to this coffee shop, and there's this guy working behind the counter, and he seems to be just like grinding at this coffee shop. He's got big dreams, but he's just kind of making lattes right now. He doesn't really have like like real motivation.
No
He's just
direction,
trying to find some direction, And then he meets this girl, and she's like, the song is still playing. Like maybe it's like Human Nature by Michael Jackson's playing, just like
Okay.
in the background. And she
I'm
orders
thinking of a
like
different
this.
song that I like more, but keep going.
Yeah, whatever song comes to your mind. She orders this very, very unique drink that he like looks at it. He's like, "That's what I get, right?" He's like, "Oh shit, that's my order." So he makes it for her, and at first he tries to like say like, "Oh, this is what I get," but she just takes it, and leaves. And all he can think about is this girl now. And I would like to think that the whole movie is just repeated interactions of them at this coffee shop, and he's still just trying to get to talk to her, but she's always got her headphones in, And at the end, at the end of the trailer, he finally talks to her, finally gets her to notice him, and says that like, "Oh, this is my favorite drink," and then she's just like, "Cool," and leaves. And that's the end of the trailer.
Okay.
Empowering. I like it.
It's just a good story about, it's just a good story.
Can we
about
also
him
paint
trying.
it like he's maybe a domestic terrorist? Because that would really go good with the brand.
I don't know.
Is that the brand?
I don't think that's
The worse the guy is in it, the better. He's usually
Okay.
a serial killer, for the record. Most of the guys they date in those movies are serial killers. They
Right.
first date like
Or,
2 or
like-
3 criminals, and then 1 like firefighter.
Right.
But
They
it's
got.
always 1 or 2 criminals first.
I'm gonna bring it around back to Lifetime and money. Their average budget for a film is between 1.2 to 2.4 million, motherfucker.
money for a movie budget, Anthony.
Yeah, crazy amount.
That's the lease on a closed mall for a month. On
Right,
a ghost
yeah,
mall.
that's
You know how many fucking movies they make?
They make like 30. They make like a shitload a year. So does like a.
So that's like 30 mil for the year.
The
Seb-
Hallmark
Seb-
Christmas movies. They make like 20 of those a year.
Seb, do you need to go before I explain why mine's the best?
Yeah, I need to go. Fuck you. So here's mine. Check it out. It's gonna be sort of topical because sometimes they are.
Nothing about Lifetime Movie Networks is topical, but keep going.
But wait. So this girl moves to, I don't know, some fucking California like tech bro town, right?
Okay.
And she's more old fashioned, She's worried about the way that the world is going.
Nice.
And she happens to meet at, I don't know, a bar or something. She meets this guy.
Thank
and
God you didn't say coffee shop.
In the trailer, you see him meeting, and she's like, "Oh, what do you do?" And he says, "Oh, I work for, like Monsanto or something like that. Some like
Yeah.
totally despicable
work for
corporation,
Satan."
right? Or like, oh, I
I'm a
work for
puppy
Face-"
exterminator.
Yeah, like, oh, I work for Facebook in the like election manipulation department or something like that, or like I work for Amazon in the slave factory. Like he does something totally despicable, right, for work. Like some
He's like, I
new-
obstruct elections in South America.
Yeah, some
yeah.
new tech, just like totally awful fucking thing, and
Yeah.
so then it's like the tension builds up, right? Like, oh, like he's on the cutting edge of like all this technology, and she thinks he's like making the world worse, right? But eventually, it's now usually what happens in these fucking movies, right, is the kind-hearted like country girl will convince the city boy to like change his ways and like move out to a cabin in the woods or whatever the fuck. Every time that's what happens in these movies. This time,
Or he's a deadbeat.
yeah, or he's a deadbeat. No, this time he fucking converts her. He convinces her like, no, like we're building the future, man. You gotta fucking come work with me at Facebook in the election manipulation department and like the deep fake research department. You know?
It's like the Black Mirror of the Lifetime movie network. I like it.
100%.
I like it.
And then the last 20 minutes of the movie is them like successfully rigging an election in like Costa Rica or something like that.
Dude, this is like Mr. Robot for housewives.
Never
Yeah,
seen
it
this
is.
before.
I like it. They get Hillary Clinton elected in Brazil. Like,
Yeah,
what?
some crazy shit like that.
This is awesome. Actually, I like
Holy
your
shit.
idea. I think honestly, if you put that out, parents would be watching it, going like, "This is kind of weird for Lifetime," but their daughters would be like, "This is badass! Like, this is dope." And like high school and college crowds, it would just flourish. It'd be like a sleeper underground success for Lifetime Movie Network. It wouldn't make near the amount of money that my gangbang porn would make, though. If you check the stats one more time, Anthony, you'll see gangbang pornography makes quite a bit more than Lifetime Movie Network. And their budgets are incredibly diced. Like, $1 million is laughable. You could make 1 million movies for $1 million. So, I don't understand how the efficiency isn't 100% behind mine. Making hotel room porn here, guys. And we're going to make a lot of money, okay? And we're not even paying the actress. We're crying out loud.
Cannot emphasize enough not paying her. Cannot be clear enough on that point.
Like how the Joffrey vibes are still here, even
We're
though
doing
we're
it
in
in
Lifetime.
San Fernando Valley. There's no commute, dog.
All right. So I feel like that brings us nicely to 30
Michael
seconds.
is dissatisfied with my...
I would just like to go on to the next segment now.
All right. I feel like
I'm
we're
done with Lifetime movies.
ready to move in now to our next bit.
Strange Nights.
Strange
This is the last segment. We're going to talk about some stories that we all have here that take place entirely at night, which seems to be, things happen at night that don't happen during the day, it seems. So,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go first. Michael was actually at this little event that I was at night. It was a house party at a mutual friend's house,
Oh,
and
my God.
it got pretty wild. People started drinking. It got to that point in the night, everyone's kind of out. Everyone's kind of just, they've had a little too much. So my brain is like, all right, it's time to leave. But I'm not going to leave without a few party favors. Then I look at the table where all the beer and liquor is at. I'm like, they're not going to need this anymore.
You son of a dog. You
I had my backpack with me. I didn't take all of it. right? I took a few Modelo's, and then I take this bottle of Jack.
I have met your type. I have met your type. A couple Models and
2
a bottle
days-
of Jack. That's
Hey,
a claim
no
to the
one's-
amount of glass bottles in one person's possession.
There's a very strong culture. There's a very strong culture of people that steal liquor at the end of parties.
No.
There's a
Yeah,
very
there's
strong
a strong
culture.
culture of
There's
serial
a strong
killers,
culture of
a strong
thieves in
culture of
general. What
bank
the fuck are we
robbers.
talking about?
It's called undercurrent.
Anyways,
It's not
I
culture,
find
it's
out 2 days
undercurrent.
later that it was actually Mendoza's whiskey that I had taken.
Yeah, I feel like he's in that demographic, so you're just hurting your own people at this time. This is...
And then, so I gave it back, but he's like, it's not where it was when you took it. I was
He
like,
remembered?
Well,
Jesus
well,
Christ.
no
I
shit.
remembered. Look who we're talking about.
He could smell how much was in it through your pocket.
Yeah, that motherfucker could eyeball a shot, like with his eyes closed.
Yeah.
For
His
real.
eyes closed. he just
Yeah,
picked
that
it up
was-
and he was like, "This is light."
Yep.
That was a wild night because that was the first time that I had taken lead on doing that. And it was a
normally
very
just an
profitable
accomplice.
venture.
Yeah, if you're stealing stuff, that usually makes you money, from what I've heard.
That's how it works typically.
It's nice. Nice. Hey, and because it was your friend's liquor, you saved yourself a trip down to the flea market to sell it. You just got to give it right there. Bang, done. Now you're not
I didn't even have that
burning
much of
gas.
the Jack. I drank most of the beer though. I think it was mass beer, so I was like,
That's just greedy. You took Modelo's. You shouldn't even be. If you're already leaving a party feeling good, you definitely don't need more beer and more liquor. You definitely don't.
dude,
need to
I
keep
was like
mixing.
laughing as I was sticking the bottles and shit in my bag.
How is it not noisy? You had so many glass things in your hands.
People
it
didn't
had
give
to
a
be
fuck. They
playing.
were wasted drunk.
Warriors.
I can't believe you stole liquor from a party. That's jacked up. I lost like almost $100 in liquor in one night one time for my house party. And it was a
Yeah, be like
BYOB
that.
party.
I don't think he
people
lost
decided
it.
to
I
bring-
think I know where it went.
Well, people decided to bring my own beer, which was like, that's not the anagram. That's not how it works. You're supposed to bring your own. But yeah, you're one of those people. Now I know. God dang it.
Not to be trusted.
Well, I have a strange night. I don't know if it's that strange. Like, I didn't like steal somebody's liquor, but I was coming home to Turlock one time from living in the Bay Area, like to visit, and because of work and everything, I got in late. So I got into the edge of town at midnight, and the very first spot you go into if you're coming into Turlock from the Bay Area is this gas station out on like a middle of a like corner right by the freeway, and there's orchards in all directions and one gas station. And I pull up there, and there's a guy outside at midnight, just kind of like sitting there in the parking lot, just kind of like looking around, just standing, not looking too good. And I was like, dang, okay. So I pull up in what was at the time my like super nice car. It was 2006, I think, and this was a '96 Acura Integra, so it was already
Nice.
kind of old and busted by then. But I thought it was like the most primo shit ever.
Teggies are cool.
And so I park it. Yeah, it was like a coupe. I was like, yeah, I can take passengers if I want to. And so I get out and like I go into do whatever I'm doing at the store. I'll probably get into like some snacks or something, and debating whether or not I want to wake up my family because it's like midnight. And I'm like, I can just get a hotel room or sleep in my car or something. And as I'm walking out, the dude's still there. He's like even more disheveled than before somehow. It's only been like 2 minutes, but he's like kind of spaced out. And I was like, you all right, man? And he's like, I'm all right. And I was like, you need any help of any kind? And he's like, you got any money? Or I think he said change. I think he said change. And I was like the expected response. I was like, all right, yeah. I pull out my wallet. And I look at my 1996 Acura Integra. And I'm just like, here's a 20, dude. And I hand him a 20. And this is in 2006. That's like $1,000.
Yeah,
today's economy.
just for inflation, yeah.
I hand him this 20, and he's like, "Thanks, man. Nice car." And I was like, "Thanks, dude. You want to come check it out? Need a ride somewhere?"
Oh
And he
my
was like,
God.
Oh wow.
he's like, he hesitates for a split second, and then he's like, "Really?" And I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "You sure?"
He was
man?"
right to be surprised.
You sure?
He was so
even
right.
Gave you an out right there.
He gave me like 3 outs. Like as we got closer, he kept going like, "You're not gonna kidnap me and murder me, right?" And I was like, "No, no, no." And like he just kept trying to get out of it. I didn't realize I have no sense of smell, so I couldn't smell the dude. He probably reeked, is what it was. So he gets in my car and he's like excited as all heck. He's like touching all the interior. He's like, "Is this an RS?" I was like, "It's an RS, dude." And like we're like having a good time. And I'm like, "Where do you want to go?" And he's like, "Oh, there's a little spot I know." And he gives me directions slowly, one way at a time, and we go through town and we avoid the freeway, which takes forever because he takes me to the exact opposite side of town, the exact opposite side of town that I'm on and where my parents live. We get all the way over there, and he's like, "Oh yeah, man, this is the place, man." And I was like, "Okay, cool. What do we do here?" He's like, "Oh, just pull it over right here on the side." No, don't go in front. And I was like, "Oh, okay, shit." So I pull around the side and park on the side, and then he jumps out, and I was waiting for him to knock on the door or like call somebody, but he starts like scratching on one of the windows on the side of the house. He's like, "Hey, man," and like he does it for a long time, and I was starting to get kind of awkward by it.
What time of day was this, approximately?
By this point, it's like 1 a.m.
Okay,
Like, we've already
good.
talked for a little bit and driven. It's like 1 a.m. And he's scratching on the window. Then he jumps the fence. And at this point, I'm like, "Oh, he's not welcome here. This guy's not welcome here. You go through the door." Like everybody goes through the door. And so he goes over the fence.
Don't go
And
up front.
he comes back out and he's like, "Oh, wrong place, man." And he gets in the car and then we drive back to his hideout. And then I learned about his daughter that was in Vegas and his plan to go see her. And I was like, "Dude, you should totally go see her. But you gotta stop spending money on all this crystal meth, dog." And that was pretty cool. He was also the first guy who taught me that you could rig up with just a car battery, a TV, and like an electric stove with just some wires in like a little shanty tent. And
It's
I don't know
not
if that's
a
like
fire
a
hazard at all.
no, but like he had a cool like little tent house that I was blown away. It's the first time I'd ever been in like someone's tent house before, and it was actually pretty fucking legit. I mean, I was a little bit impressed. Like he had like string lighting, like there was like some decor inside and stuff, and he had like a little raised like,
atmosphere.
bed area. Yeah, there was a separate bathroom like space for the buckets. It was crazy. Everything was kind of dialed in, and like I was actually pretty impressed. And then when he turned on the fucking power, I was like, "What?"
Hey, Cameron, let me ask
When
you a
the fucking
question.
power went on. Yeah.
Let me ask you a question. How many buckets were there?
Oh, I
Two, right?
tried not to make
There were
eye
2
contact
buckets
with the
there, right?
bathroom space. I did not look hard.
You would
I
assume
cursory
two.
glanced. I was like this. Here's what happened. I got in. I was like, oh, cool. Like couch, like raised couch, probably bed. This is probably where he jerks off. Stay away. And then I went over here and I was like, oh, stove, dope, fire hazard. Then over here and I was like, ooh, string lighting, decor. And then over here and I was like, nope. And I just left.
Yeah.
But I know where the nope was. I know what was in the nope, but I don't want to know what was in the nope.
You don't need to think.
He
about
could have
it,
touched
but
me in the nope. I could have been in the nope and been molested, and I wouldn't know because I blocked out everything about the nope area, and it's
It
just
doesn't
whack.
matter. You don't have to think about it anymore.
There
Funny
was
how
a
the
kitchen.
jerk off area was
Yeah.
like not the
I
nope
was
area.
happy. Jerk off area was a refuge after you see nope area, so it was just like, it's intimidating and impressive.
I have a
God,
good-
Wow.
I have a good story about a strange night story.
Yeah.
It was back when I don't even remember what year this was. I was young though. It was when Tony Hawk, the Underground one, came out.
Oh, the first one.
Not the first one, but it was like I think it was after 4. It was like
Tony Hawk Underground 1. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. After Pro
My
Skater.
friend and I were huge. Yeah, we were huge. Video gamers, and I decided to
Yeah.
come over to his house. We were gonna beat the game. Like it just came out. We were just gonna play it, and beat the game.
Mhm.
And we started getting to certain parts where, and I'm gonna sound like people are gonna judge me for this. Whatever. We got to certain parts where we're like, man, like we really need to get through this. So we just looked up the cheat codes.
Oh yeah.
And had the cheat codes and entered them for like perfect gravity and then like
Oh,
perfect
okay,
balance.
got
all
you.
that stuff.
Can't
Remember
fall,
the back in the
all-time
day,
manual
can't fall, yeah.
Yeah.
What was funny though is we're getting to like the last couple of missions or objectives, whatever, and it's like pretty late. Like we stayed up all night playing. It's like probably like 4 a.m. at this point, and we're like trying to do like this combo that gets you a certain number of points. And I remember like my friend is playing and he's just grinding around this bowl, and then we
In a circle.
both fell asleep. And we wake up a
Just
couple
grinding.
hours later and it's still going. And his dad is just like in the living room like, are you guys serious?
is
Because
wrong
it's
with you
just
guys?
it's like a million points just like it hadn't stopped. It was probably 2 hours of just going around and around.
Jeez Louise.
And then we woke up and we're like, oh shit, he tried to land it. Didn't land it.
Damn.
No.
Threw it all away.
What a
Throw it all
bad. What a bad.
Oh
Oh my gosh.
I have a story that's actually kind of similar to Camp. God, hey man, they just re-released Pro Skater 1 and 2. By the way, check it out.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I saw that.
I have a story that's kind of similar to Cameron's. One time I stopped by
I thought I saw you there.
the 7-Eleven in like Sand City, I guess, in like a major shopping center, right? And I was buying like some drinks or whatever, and I go out to my car, and this guy asks me if I give him a cigarette. So I gave him 2. I was feeling generous, and then he
Wow.
was like, "Hey,
How nice of you.
All in.
hey man, where are you heading?" And I told him, Salinas, which I shouldn't have fucking told him. I made so many
I
mistakes.
don't know
this
why
night.
you said that.
And then so
You
then
gotta draw the line somewhere before a social security number.
Right,
and
yeah.
Hometown's a good place to draw
and
that
then,
line.
And then eventually, and then he was like, "Oh well, do you think I can get a ride?" And I was like, "Sure, man." I don't know why. And
Super nice. 2
so
cigs and a ride.
He's telling me like where to go, and like he has this phone that like barely. It's like one of those like cheap ass like shitty
The Obama
Android
phones.
that they give you if you're like on like unemployment or whatever. And like
The
it
Obama phone.
didn't work, right? Like it barely worked.
The Obama phone.
Yeah, the Obama
Yeah.
phone. And it wasn't charged or anything. And he was like struggling with his phone, like trying to get it to charge and all this shit, and like trying to tell me where to go. And he was like, "Oh, can you take me to this apartment in like CSUMB kind of?" So I take him there, and then he was like, "Oh, we can't go here. We gotta go." I'm like, all right, man. Well, like, I'm just gonna like go to Salinas then. Like, if you know somewhere there. And he's like, yeah, that's fine.
You took a lot of responsibility for this.
As we're pulled over.
You're like, the adventure continues then.
As we're pulled over.
He's like, okay.
Trying to decide, like, like, at this point, I've already decided, like, I just want this fucking guy out of my car, out of my life. I never should have done this. Immediately regretful. Right. And we're sitting there.
Most hitchhiker situation.
I'm trying to just get him to tell me where to go, right? And he won't. And then he just, like, pulls out, you know, he's got, like, all this shit in his pockets. He starts pulling out. And he pulls out a little bag of Coke. And he was like, hey, man, do you have anything I could cut this up with?
Oh.
See, now he's bringing gifts to the party.
Right. and I was like...
Wanted to reciprocate for those 2 cigarettes.
And I was like,
So do you want 2 bumps?
So I pulled out I had one of the game cards from round 1 from the arcade. And I was like, here you go.
It's got cocaine on it already.
Up,
you let him cut up real quick.
Line it up. And he's like lining it up on his phone. And then he pulls out like
on the Obama phone.
Like the
that
rattiest,
is the metaphor for America.
Rustiest, worst looking dollar bill I've ever seen in my fucking life. This thing was like black. It wasn't even green anymore. And then so he does his thing, and then he falls asleep immediately, which is not a good
It's like a hepatitis straw. Yeah, no.
So we drive
That
back.
might have been heroin.
We drive back to Salinas. And I just, like, he's out, and I just pull up outside the library because it seems like a reasonable place to drop someone like this off. And then he looks up, and he was like, where are we? I'm like,
Yeah.
we're at the library. And he's like, we can't be here! We can't be here! We gotta
We can't be...
Dude's got some
This guy
overdue books. Yeah.
He's got a problem with learning institutes.
Yeah.
He's like,
He doesn't
"Listen,
want those
I'm
late
banned
fees."
from
So
every learning institute in the area.
And I keep trying to tell him, like, dude, like, you gotta tell me where to drop you off, man. Like, I gotta go home. Like, I don't want to drive you around anymore. And then finally
That's
he's
when
like,
you go, I found a spot. It's right
just,
there.
Just drop me off in Old Town, man. I'm like, dude, we're fucking in Old Town. So finally I get him out of my car. The worst part
Sketchy
is that
move.
I see him at a gas station like 2 days later, and he like starts trying to like come up to me and talk to me and whatever, and it's like, dude, I never want to fucking see you again. So
He needs
if
another
you're
ride,
out
man.
there, this guy, if you're out there, fuck you.
That guy's gonna stab you now, and that's not someone to make enemies with. He's
don't
so
give a
in your
shit.
personal space. He knows where you live. He knows what your car looks like.
He doesn't
He
know
knows
where
where
I
you
live.
gas up. Oh my god. Oh, he knows.
Yeah. Well, hey, I'll give him a little Coke, and then he'll just pass out immediately.
That's true. When Coke
There
puts
you
someone
go.
to sleep, that is an easy weakness to
Yeah.
take advantage of. Like, want some Coke? Goodbye. Good night.
So that's mine. And on a kind of a breaking news segment here, speaking of strange nights, guess who has just been arrested for sexual assault and indecent exposure in France? Conor
Not
McGregor
Fuck off!
has just been arrested for indecent exposure and
Damn.
sexual assault in France.
The
Wow.
sexual
Wow.
assault is serious. The
Yeah.
indecent exposure, to me, sounds like he's trying to get attention. I hope the sexual assault isn't like he showed his dick to somebody in public, and it's like, okay, he's gonna go to jail.
I mean,
for
that's
a
still.
day
I mean,
and
you're
get
still
the
showing your
news.
dick to someone in public,
don't be
though.
doing
You
that.
know.
But
What
the
the fuck?
the seriousness of that, though, seriously, is like a day in jail. That you, at most you spend a night in
They
jail.
apparently
And so it's like-
they let him out already, pending
Yeah.
test results, which
Wow.
Oh, they took his blood.
Test results? No, that could be different.
that
Test
means
results.
that
there
means
could be
they've
like
got some. They've
rape.
got
Oh, they're
some-
running the
they've
kit.
got
Like
some
they
DNA
yeah.
somewhere that they're trying to line up
Mhm.
here. So
If it's a rape,
That
that
could
is
be
They
serious.
didn't
horrible
say
news.
it
Oh
didn't
my
say that.
God.
It just said sexual assault. But apparently Conor McGregor went to France and he's up to some shit.
Wow. Wow.
He's
That's-
he's
Is this
Easy,
really
man.
what he should be doing right now? Do you think?
It's what he does before all his fights. He does some big illegal thing, and this might be the next new height. He probably paid some actress, like, listen, we're going to have sex. You're going to accuse me of doing something wrong. I'm going to prove I didn't, but I'm going to go to jail for a night. And we're going to settle fucking $1 billion on our fight. I think that could be what it is, because he does outrageous stuff. He's
I mean,
committed
get
assault.
your ass kicked
He's
by
done
He said
Steve,
he's
I guess.
retiring
You know.
though, right? I mean, this is
He's
exactly
been
what
saying
that's
that.
what
He's
he wants
retired
to
twice
retire.
already.
But yeah, exactly.
If he actually hurt somebody, that is atrocious. And I've already been kind of done with him anyways.
He's
even
kind of
though
a
he is an impressive
shitbag.
fighter.
One would say a shithead.
Well, that's a cool note to bring up at the end there.
Sorry,
there, Seb.
I know y'all are
Yeah.
We're here to bring the news to the people.
I should bring it here on the pod, you know. Felt like I
Talk
should.
about Kamayev. Talk about Nurmagomedov. Don't talk about Gregor.
Yeah, no one wants to fucking
Oh,
hear
it's
about
you.
McGregor.
Oh, it's because you're a Mick. You're just choosing
Oh,
sides.
wow.
Oh yeah, dude,
Was
I
this
fucking hate
racist?
Conor McGregor. I
Was
always
this
have.
Is that
racist,
racist?
dude?
Is that
Was this
racist?
racism? Was this racist?
I don't
Is
know.
that
If
I don't
you
like
can
the way
say-
you said Mick.
I don't know if you
I don't
can
think I like
say-
the way
No.
you said Mick.
That's
Dude,
his name.
We're
It's
not
his name,
in the
Mick
fucking-
Gregor.
We're not in the
Mick Cave.
Godfather.
No, you
It's
said
not.
Mick.
It's not. It's not
I
Mick
don't
how
know,
you're
man.
saying Mick. It's Mick like McGregor, McCabe.
Do we bleep out Mick?
No. we
If you
don't.
say it like, Irish, I mean it like people whose names start with
it's,
MC.
it's only racist if an Italian says it or a Polak.
By the way, I'm Irish, so even if it is offensive, I can say it. So F you.
We're all-
What do you guys got for takeaways,
Pulled out
dude?
the
Let's do
safety
that.
card, huh?
Don't you
What about
dare tell
takeaways?
me I can't say anti-Irish sentiments when I'm Irish AF.
Yeah, let's get into takeaways here.
Yeah.
My
Please.
takeaway: free the North. Free Belfast.
Okay.
My takeaway from
okay,
this
okay.
episode is
Okay.
my takeaway from this episode is that Anthony picked the perfect character to describe him in Game of Thrones without watching it, which is amazing. That was probably the highlight of the episode for me. Also, I'm really scared to watch Cameron's Lifetime movie, but
It's like a
about all I got for
YMH
takeaways here.
podcast.
yeah,
It's like a YMH podcast. You'd love it.
There were a lot of my takeaways. There were a lot of weird vibes throughout this episode. We touched on a character bred through incest. We talked about a 12-person gangbang. We talked about McGregor assaulting sexually someone. Good lord. It's your boy Anthony. We'll be back with the next episode next week.
Maybe. Unless this one gets out. You got something, Sam?
My takeaway is that I feel like if anybody here has a really good shot in the Lifetime movie industry, it's probably me or maybe Anthony's was pretty good. But I think I won that one.
I feel like I have been sexually assaulted by this episode and y'all's negative reactions. And the only good thing that came out of all this negativity is that Anthony doesn't have COVID. So
Woohoo! That's one good negative.
that's pretty
Yeah.
kick-ass. Let's circle back to
COVID-free.
that at the end, because it's pretty sweet. Anthony's not gonna die this
Yeah,
week.
congratulations,
Unless he keep-
Anthony.
Now, did they test for vape sickness? Because I don't know if that's a thing or not yet, but I'm seeing signs.
What? No, you have to be going at like an insane pace to develop this. You have
he's
to,
looked into it. He's looked into it.
I have.
Dog, you got,
I
you got
have.
vape blurs. You got
at
the
the
vape
height of it?
blurs.
I'm not trying to get vape lung.
Peace out.
Go read a book.
Stay hydrated.
Mucho, take it easy.
Hey everybody, thanks for listening to the episode. Make sure to check us out on Instagram at Cowboy Rowdy Podcast, also on Facebook and YouTube at The Cowboy Rowdy Podcast.
Check me out on Facebook and Instagram at kmbz.berry and see me on YouTube at CB Comedy. I'm just below the little Indian kid who makes funny videos in his room.
You can follow me at The Ghost of Anthony on Instagram and at Young Bathman on Twitter.
And follow me, Sebastian, on Instagram at Seinfeld.
And you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at _mbooth.